and we don't necessarily have to call it backlash. I think there are many different creators in YouTube right now, or Twitch, or wherever it is you watch your creators that play these games, that are not trying to just hop online, bash a game, say everybody shouldn't be playing this, it's toxic, it fucking sucks. There are actually people that have valid points on where things have changed for this game and for this franchise, that now we are at a point where we are pleading for competition to come back. So although we dissed Live in 2014, I think just having their presence in the basketball place right now is making a lot of
competition. You need. I'm mad. Well, EA's got their own shit. You know what I'm saying? They got their own shit with them in terms of FIFA and how they're getting litigated for shit like that. NBA 2K didn't you just have to agree to basically get robbed by these niggas in order to play the game, Mark?
And there's new terms that are very, very controversial to people. There are now modes where we can't, I mean, not necessarily modes, but now we have signed off on a new licensing agreement when you have to play the game, or else you can't play the game at all. So you can't sue 2K if certain things
change.
Happen. And certain things happen. It's a very big controversy that a lot of people are now very frustrated, to the point that 2K can charge XYZ for these games and then turn off the servers in 2 years. Whereas if I wanted to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 360, servers are up. Yeah. You might be playing with 10 people throughout the world, but the servers are up if you really wanted to go back and play that 360 version of Modern Warfare 2.
And they still calling you a nigger all the same.
Yeah.
They still talking about your mom. There's still a baby in the background. It's that same baby. He hasn't grown up yet. It's been 10 years.
It's still in the drawer. The baby in the drawer.
Yeah, he's still right there. Ah! Or somebody, shut the fuck, and then they go silent because they took the mic on mute.
Absolutely not. But that's the people's frustrations. I think that there are actual things. Just gameplay aside, you can have your own opinion on the gameplay and everything that you want to do. I think
I don't play these games, so like I can't call it. I hear you guys complain about it all the time. I always got to ask.
I don't think I've seen too many games that people are actually pulling up quarterly reports and saying, yeah, guys, if we spend half as much money on VC as we did last year, it's going to cut their profits by $10 million.
Yeah, nobody's doing that.
And that's where we're going to get them. I don't think I've ever heard this spoken for a video game.
Nobody's voting with their wallet. I think that what happens is, with things like that, something cooler has to come out. Like, I mean, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be like less people. Like, if we could look on Twitch, I fucking had Twitch open. Hold on, let me see. If we look at Twitch and see where 2K is on the rankings, right?
As far as people that are streaming, I think it's going to be hard to pry people away to a new game. I thought that was going to be what it would be like for me in Apex Legends, but after a couple seasons, I just dropped out of Apex, and I thought that would never be me, because I would always love this game and so on and so forth. But after a while, you just get tired of playing it.
My shit is so fucked up that my 2K would never come across my list. But
there it is.
Where is it?
Right there.
Where?
That row.
Oh,
right
2K. 5,000 people are playing 2K right now. That can't be good.
I mean,
that can't be good.
People. I think this is an interesting year that 2K can take a look at what the community is saying and realize that there are literal frustrations. I think, as much as gameplay,
you look at Helldivers, it's 21K,
21,000.
Yeah, like that's not even at nighttime yet. People ain't even woke. You look at other things up here that's getting more. It's like I think that essentially you look at it and it's like, I mean, even the new Final Fantasy games got more, and that's like a single player game.
Yeah,
that I wouldn't think would be good to watch on Twitch, and people are watching that shit.
Yeah, and there's a very different. It's two different sides of people that are trying to make sure that they are making sure that they're well in their critique of 2K. There are the people that are just trying to get clicks and just say, oh my God, 2K is over, bash 2K, we can't wait for live. And there are the people that are literally trying to look at this and be like, hey, maybe we should take a conversation on gambling in video games, because now I think it's just getting a little bit much. And
how much do you pay for in VC
this year?
A year, yeah.
So this year, big shouts out to Cornell. He assisted with making sure that I could actually get 2K without having to deal with the pricing of it, because that's also another big talking point. I think for the most part online, people that play 2K a lot and actually have not much of a qualm in buying VC would feel a lot better about this if there wasn't AAA pricing on this game.
Yeah.
If you did want to say, okay, you have to do all this to buy VC, create a player, get online, battle other people that are also 99s and up, and have as much fun as you want, I think people would feel just a percentage better about it. So if you did not have to pay $70 or $150.
I can't just jump into, like me, I can't just jump into 2K with my own character and be like, oh, I want to play other people. You can't do that.
You're going to have a bad time, I think.
I have to go in and play like with teams that are like created already. I have to play exhibition online or some shit, right? You
can do that, and you could build up your player by yourself if you wanted to. Play your career games, be on a team, go to the playoffs, win an NBA championship. By all means. I think the fun in a lot of my career is being online, and I don't think that's a negative. I don't think that's necessarily a stretch to say. I don't think it's, well, you guys are complaining about this thing where you can actually just do what you want if you really wanted to. There's a lot of fun and there's a lot of incentive that 2K gives in being online, into having a great player, into having friends and playing online with them, whether it's rec, park, stage, all of the different modes that they provide. To do that, it's extremely hard to do that without any money spent. Now, you can do a quote unquote no money spent mode if you really want to and play my team, because I think as a great silver lining, this might be the one year that they're giving away enough incentives in my team for no money spent to actually feel good. I feel like for the most part, what is it? March? Middle of March? You probably have a good pink diamond, opal type.
I don't know what none of that even means. So it's like, these are the levels of skill?
Levels of cards. So there'll be like 98 overalls, 97 overall cards. Really strong cards, nice cards.
But what's killing me is that Madden also does this.
Yep. You know Ultimate Team does it. What is it now? EAFC? EAFC. They have their own Ultimate Team mode. And there's different levels of gambling in between it. And I think those that play FIFA or EAFC also want to have a talk about gambling as much as people that want to play Madden Ultimate Team do so. But for the most part, there are players of those games that back them up a little bit and say, well, you don't really have to do that. All you got to do is play the mode and blah, 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 which is also true in my team. But the huge, amazing, powerful cards that are also on there, you are not getting unless you gamble.
Yeah.
If you spend the points that you have as far as what you had played on there, or if you put your $20 in and actually spend something, you actually end up getting something. But there's a problem with that because this is a game rated E for everyone.
Yeah,
there's
kids playing
7-year-old, 8-year-old kids that are asking mom, hey, can I get $20 to try and get this level 100 Michael Jordan because it's fucking Michael Jordan.
They scratching their neck. Mom, I need these Jordans.
At what point do people want to? At what point can we really discuss this? Which makes it even harder to discuss it when we're now agreeing to a license that says we can't sue 2K because of XYZ. So I think this is a interesting year that 2K has to take a look at the real conversations of the community. It's not, oh, my ball's getting stolen. Oh my God, I got a 92 steal. Why is my shit getting stolen? That gameplay is never going to, I think gameplay wise,
it's random.
That combo's never going to end.
Yeah, like, cause there's a sense of randomness to it that keeps you playing. It's like they have to keep the game. I've always heard of there being like a incident like type programming in games where it's like, you need for crazy fucked up shit to happen for it to be exciting or for you to have that moments because they want you to keep talking about it. Like psychologically, that's how you retain a player. You know what I'm saying? A player is not going to leave if that happens to them. They're going to keep trying, or they're going to run it back mad, but they're still going to run it back again. Like, because it's to retain you essentially. So like, I think that is like, that's interesting. I again, like, everybody's doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I just think that it's interesting that like that was the beginning of that type of discourse. But 2K's never had anything that fucking broken. So that's why nothing like something like that has to happen, Mark, for this shit to get reset. There has to be the Jesus Bynum moment for NBA 2K to have the changes that you want implemented. I'm just got to be real.
Unless 2K really doesn't give a shit when it ends up porting something out. But at this time, I mean,
they're still presentation wise, they're still the slickest, cleanest games that you'll ever come across. I look at those games and I'm in awe of just the incremental things they do every single year to look good.
But I think about that, and I think about how I felt between the difference of PS3 and PS4 compared to PS4 and PS5. I think when 2K14 was introduced,
that was next level.
That trailer was mind blowing. They
Yeah.
had LeBron James
Sweating.
sweating and talking. They had his
Sweat wasn't even in the game. That's the crazy part about it.
and they had it stretched out. This is a pre-alpha build of 2K14,
Yeah.
and it looked mind blowing. I think between PS4 and PS5, I couldn't even tell you how I felt looking at the PS5 version of the game, because I think for the most part we've hit a ceiling as far as 2K graphics. And that's not necessarily to say we've hit a ceiling as far as PlayStation 5 graphics, because I've been blown away by a lot of PS5 titles.
Yeah.
But with 2K, you have to think of how many things that they're trying to do to try and make this game a little bit more mobile. As we brought up My Team, they just released My Team, the entire mode, not a stripped down mode of it, not a mobile client. The actual mode that's on PS5 is now on mobile.
Wow.
So how far is it going to be that you have now a mobile? You pretty much, for the most part, people are categorizing this game as essentially a mobile game, because now the PS5 game that you have is now on mobile, but you're charging us $70 to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you want VC. So now you're asking us to pay $70 for essentially a mobile game.
Is it for people to play the game on the go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Backbones and the PlayStation joint that they have and so on and so forth,
Yeah.
which is great. But I think people would feel a lot better if this was a game that you did not have to pay for, and you just go ahead with your VC in type of that time, as opposed to trying to tell people that this is a AAA title.
I'm not gonna lie, I pay a lot in microtransactions a year in video games. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think one of the biggest.
What's your biggest transaction that you've made? Was it for a skin?
Money wise,
For a skin?
like for a skin, like an actual skin, I pay maybe $10 for a Street Fighter 6 skin, because that's how much they cost.
Now,
But it's a game I know I'm gonna be playing for years though.
yeah.
So like essentially, it's not. And Street Fighter 6 isn't incremental. So like Street Fighter 6 is gonna be around for 7 years.
I'm gonna tell you right now, $10 ain't getting you shit. Ain't getting you shit in 2K.
And that's the thing that's crazy, is that like we're comparing these two. They're both morally wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's like we shouldn't like. You're looking at the $10 for a costume, saying like, damn, you're not gonna get. I wouldn't get shit for that in 2K. That's actually a deal.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like, fuck, like this shit was $10, but I want to have my character looking cool, and there's a sense of expression there. So like, you'll pay for expression the same way you'll pay for a hat. Or you'll pay, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. It's like, I think one of the biggest advantages I had when I was working at Riot is that we had like a fund, like a expense for just video game shit. So like for the past 2 years, I haven't paid for no microtransactions, because I would just expense it. I charge it to the game. Now I'm like paying for it myself. I'm like, fuck, I was paying a lot in microtransactions for the past 2 years. It's like, it's costumes, and it's like, it's nothing as big as VC. So like, I've never done anything as big as like that much for some video game points. But like, if it's like a season pass, I'll buy a season pass for games that I don't even play like that often.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember I would get on Apex with y'all for a day.
You pay that $9.99,
and I would pay the $9 just so I could check it out. Like I would just do that. Like Fortnite, I got into that like last year.
Mm-hmm.
I played it a little bit again, and I was having fun. I paid for maybe like 2 seasons of it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's never that huge. But also, it's also like something that people have to think about. It's like people have kids, like you said. It's like people have things to do, and it's like it's a sense of FOMO. It's really a sense of FOMO, because it's like, to your point, if you don't pay for it, you get to play a stripped down version of it,
or you just play other modes that people aren't playing.
Exactly.
Not many people are playing. Hey, let's play 1v1. You pick
But
the Celtics, I pick the Lakers.
Their favorite creators got the build and all that shit. Their favorite creators are opening up cards on. The biggest thing to do is watch these motherfuckers open cards on Twitch and see what they get. See them rage. I put it in quotes because these niggas aren't really mad, but seeing them rage when they don't get what they want.
There was a nigga that they just dropped a very controversial week too. They dropped a level 100 Wilt Chamberlain, or it might have been
for the anniversary.
I fucking know, Kevin Garnett or something like that. But yeah, I think it was around like for the anniversary time. The card drops. People online, because people are really tapped into these modes. If I could say one thing about the 2K community, there are a lot of people that are really tapped into the nooks and crannies of these right now, and that can either be positive or negative, because 10, 15 years ago, all that we really had was really Operation Sports and the few people that played the game to that level of wanting to converse about it like that. Now there's kids that just copped into the year 4 years ago, big members of the 2K community, being able to talk about everything that happens. Level 100 Wilt Chamberlain drops. Somebody tweets, that's interesting. Only a couple people in the world the past couple of days have unlocked the Wilt Chamberlain. They're all 2K next makers. How'd that happen? And then a person that I watch on YouTube, Troy Dan, ends up a big 2K streamer. Goes online. He's like, all right, I'm gonna try and pull level 100 Wilt. I'm gonna spend at least $2,000-$3,000 on packs. I'm gonna open up 600 packs until I get Wilt Chamberlain. He opened up 600 packs. He probably got 10 opals out of those thousands of cards that he now has. No Wilt Chamberlain. He said he deleted the game. I was like, he's fucking lying because he's gonna be back tomorrow.
Here's the thing: they deleted the game. They already won.
Exactly.
They won.
Exactly. He's like, okay, I'm not coming back.
Them niggas got their bonus for the year.
Exactly.
Shout out to them.
Exactly.
Shout out to them.
And
shout out to them for that.
What killed me is people now online going, we don't got to worry about Troy Dan. He's probably writing it off as a tax expense because that's part of his job. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's
not
nuts
mad.
to me.
He's not really mad.
That's nuts to me. The creation online is something that blows
but
my
it works
mind
hand
about
in
this.
hand. Like influencers and shit like that, they work with the developers. He probably got something better than that shit because that type of shit don't really matter.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's like it's like an NFT.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting kind of into like the business aspect of this, but it's like, again, you're like, this is something that, like, when you look at it on face value, I look at it as like, fuck, I just paid $10 for a Street Fighter 6 outfit. But I also look at it as I know how much games cost to develop.
Mm-hmm.
I know how much licensing costs.
Mm-hmm.
I know how much all that shit is. I know how much my bonuses were.
Yeah.
And that was help from skins people bought for League of Legends.
And then on top of that, I know for a fact that no matter what people try and do to be like, let's spend 10% less on VC and let's get Take Two down. When Grand Theft Auto 6 drops, we're going to the fucking moon.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to tell you that 1,000%.
Listen, I need to get in. I need to get in. Not only just because I wanna be part of that, but I wanna, like, that bonus about to be nuts.
Grand Theft Auto. I'm just thinking of what I'm about to do in Grand Theft Auto 6. Fuck all that.